SAT, there is a penalty for wrong answers. Does that mean it's better to leave things blank if you don't know it, or does it mean it's better to guess? So just flat out, let's take a question where you don't get to it or you don't know anything about it. How many people think it's better to leave it blank? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many people think it's better to guess at random? Okay, so 2/3, 1/3. How about we do the math and find out? All right, so how many points do you get for a right answer?
1.
How many do you get for a wrong answer?
-1/4.
How many do you get for blank? 0. Okay. This is a concept from probability and statistics called expected value. Here's the rough idea on expected value. Let's say you flip a coin. Heads is worth 1 point. Tails is worth 0. If you flip 100 coins, about how many times should you get heads, and about how many times should you get tails? 50-50. So what we would expect is that you would get about 50 heads, which I said was worth how much? 50 points. So for the heads, tails things, if heads is +1 and tails is 0, if you get 50 heads, that's +50, and 50 tails, that's +0, right? Which you would expect to get a total of 50 points for every 100 flips. Everybody with me on the math so far?
Yes.
Good. All right. Which means, on average, we're going to get 50 over 100, which is 0.5 points per flip. Does that make sense? Okay. In probability, this is called the expected value, and it's just a simple, it's a simple arithmetic calculation. We're just doing a basic average the way that you would normally know how to do it. Add them up and divide by the number of numbers. We're going to do the expected value for questions on the SAT. So let's do it again with 100 questions. Now, all of these questions have 5 answer choices, A, B, C, D, E. So everything has 5 choices on the SAT, everything, except there are 10 free response questions in one section of math, and there's an essay. Let's say we have no idea whatsoever. What's the probability that we're going to get the question right if we just guess?
20%.
20%, or 1 out of 5. So the probability of a right answer is going to be 1 out of 5. So let's do this with 100 questions again. So with 100 questions, we would expect to get approximately how many right? 20. So we're going to get 20 right, which gives us how many points? 20 points. All right, how many are we getting wrong out of 100? If we get 20 right, we get 80 wrong. And we're going to lose a quarter point for each of those, which gives us how many points? -20. And we're not leaving any blank, so we get 0. So the grand total here is how many points? 0. Okay? So our expected value, if we guess totally at random, is 0 points. Now, let's say instead of that, let's say that we take the other strategy and we leave them all blank. So now, how many right plus 1s are we doing? How many wrong questions if we're leaving them all blank? 0. How many blank questions at 0? 100. Okay? So this is going to give us how many points? 0. This is going to give us how many points? 0. This is going to give us how many points? 0. Giving us an expected value of 0. Okay, so we've got the expected value if you guess totally at random is 0. Your expected value if you leave all of them blank is what?
0.
Great. So if you have no idea, you haven't even looked, you didn't get that far, or you look at it and it's gobbledygook, which is better? Leaving it blank or guessing?
Same.
Same. However, now let's go to this version. Let's say all you can do is you can eliminate one answer. Now what we have, let's go over here for a second. Now what we have is your probability of getting it right is 1 out of 4. So now, how many right questions at +1 are we probably going to get out of 100? 25 right, which will give us 25 points. And how many are we likely to get wrong? 75, which gives us 18.75. It's just 75 divided by 4. Everybody good on this?
Yes.
which gives us, and then the blanks, again, we've got 0 blanks at 0 points, so that's going to give us 0. So this gives us a grand total of 6.25 points. And again, there were 100 questions, right? So now our expected value is going to be this divided by 100, which is 0.0625. Okay, so our expected value, if all you can do is eliminate 1 point, you would expect to get approximately 0.06 points per question. It's not a lot of points, but if you leave them all blank, how many points would you expect to get? 0. So now, which is better? So if you leave them all blank, this is blank, this is guessing, okay? Your expected value for leaving them all blank is 0. Your expected value for guessing is 0.0625. Now, which one's better? Guessing. Is it a lot better? But it's a little bit better. Whatever the program was that you said, said if you can at least eliminate 2 answers, you should guess. I agree. But if all you can do is eliminate 1, you should still guess. Because it is, you're playing your odds. It is slightly to your advantage to guess from what's remaining rather than leave it blank.